but you have a lot of information about the war. Like here's the blue and the gray.
Oh.
Things of that nature. Information about the Battle of Bull Run. And here you have Confederate cemeteries. Okay, Confederate cemeteries, Confederate casualties. Okay. Now, this goes even deeper. Here you have the War of the Rebellion, official records of the Union and Confederate armies, and it goes through all of those. And all this is about the Civil War.
Are you interested in the Civil War? Stephen D. Lee home, which is
right
next door.
Is it open today?
I don't know. They've been doing some repairs, so I don't know what their Carolyn Cloy is running it. I don't know if anybody's there or not. They may be, but
Okay.
and it may be open. But Stephen D. Lee was the commanding officer of the battery that was fired the first shot at Fort Sumter, which began the Civil War.
Wow.
And he served as a commander of infantry, commander of cavalry, artillery, throughout the war at different times, different parts of the theater of operations. He married his, the home belonged to his wife. It was her mother's father who built it, if I remember correctly. And then that's where he lived the rest of his life after the war was here. And he was the first president of what is now Mississippi State. And he's buried in Friendship. And there's a big, there's two sections of Civil War soldiers that are buried there.
Yeah, I see the two sections in the Friendship Center.
They most of them were for the Battle of Shiloh. Some came from, I think, from the Battle of Tupelo, or Corinth, I should say, later on. Columbus was a hospital town. A lot of the homes around here, a lot of all the buildings were used as hospitals after those battles. They were brought here by train, and they were put in, I think, First Baptist Church. Not this original, but this is the second building. Some building, I think the Methodist Church was used. I think the Catholic Church, because they weren't finished being built at that time, but they were used. A lot of the homes were opened up, and they may have built a couple of buildings that become hospitals as well. Columbus was also the Memphis Novelty Works, which made guns and swords and stuff like that. Was when Memphis was threatened by the North or about to be captured, they moved all that stuff here to Columbus and built some stuff here: swords, artillery pieces, ammunition, pistols. There's a lot of that, and then later it was moved to Columbus, Georgia. And Columbus, on the eve of the Civil War, was the richest town in the South per capita. There were more millionaires here in Columbus. That included Atlanta.
Wow.
Because there was
Cotton?
Because there was what it was is that there wasn't that big a population here. It was mostly slaves. They were the biggest population. So the white population was small. But they had more millionaires, more rich people than anywhere else in the South.
Wow.
And even until I moved up here in '98 from the coast, and Lowndes County at that time was the richest county in the United States.
Wow.
It's the same reason. There were more millionaires per capita, old money and new money.
Wow.
And it may still be that way. I don't know. But it's been a while since I've looked for that. But for several years, it was still the richest county in the United States.